really is what she says it is. It's for late stage issues. When we first did it years ago, my brother-in-law was very near death. He was a 6'4", 210-pound guy down to like 130 pounds when we got there. Chemo had been done, radiation, all that stuff. They sent him home to die. For a week, the cancer was gone from his body. Meaning the cancer virus was gone. It was no longer propagating. He was still completely full of tumors, of course, which is what the cleanse is for. But very, very quickly, he halted in progression. I mean, it happens that fast. But you only help, clearly. It's such a disaster. That week, my brother-in-law couldn't move. I had to take everything to him on the couch. But he was back to work in less than 100 days.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, what I'm concerned about is I totally believe in the reality of this. It's not so much the truth behind it as just the other circumstances of dealing with family who probably have never heard of anything about all of this, and I don't know.
That's exactly what it was. I mean, they at the time, we had just started our holistic business. We were selling vitamins through network marketing, 12, 13 years ago. And we weren't taken seriously by the family at all. This is why they went the chemo and the radiation route. Finally, when he was sent home to die, is when they said, bring your witchcraft, Nina, and, so we show up with these gigantic box. Put them in their blood.
Your witchcraft.
Yeah. All we did was literally, we had to do the letter. And within 7 days, going back to get his blood work done, they had to recheck it. The doctors couldn't believe it. The counts went so low. What the heck? And, you can see he was full of tumors. His tumors began to break apart. They expand. So, for a while there, they were freaking out. And then you go back a week later, and, these gigantic mass in his chest has become 4 small masses, and then 8 small masses, and then 15 small masses. You could see it breaking apart. The body ingests it really, really fast.
What kind of cancer did he have?
Well, it was colon cancer. But, keep in mind, no matter what kind it is, there's really only a few kinds of cancer. They name them all these fantastic names. They're named after the location where it manifests. So, it's carcinoma. It started out with colon, so they called it colon cancer. But it had metastasized and spread to his ribs and his kidneys, his lungs, his testes. He was covered.
Oh, wow.
Most of his colon out, that kind of thing. And that was it. So he was really bad off. Now, I think, to be honest with you, this is an ongoing battle. I came back 2 years after that. He did the same thing, chemo radiation again. Went home to die. This time it was home to us. We did the same exact thing. Got the kid again. Brought him back from the brink of death again. Back to work again. 2 years later.
As you and I both know, it doesn't do any good to cure him of cancer, but he goes back and keeps living the same lifestyle, then it is going to come back.
Oh, McDonald's for lunch. The guy his liver was just rotten with radon poisoning also.
Oh.
Sure enough, when we tested his house, he was living in bed in his Kansas with his basement in the bedrock there. Just radon poisoning that goes on that time. He was having issues, but yeah, he just didn't want to get on board. Really was his escape up, and he ended up passing, but
So sorry.
we were involved. Anytime we was, and sure enough, we got back to work in 3-4 months.
Wow.
That's how we started this on this whole path.
Wow. That is a deeply moving story. I appreciate you sharing that with me. That is just, wow.
It's heartbreaking, but also for my wife, it's, for us, we've been validated. We don't need anybody else's pat on the shoulder or anything like that. We saw it, we did it firsthand. We spent so much time at the clinic. At one point, Olga wanted my wife to take over business operations. She had some old up and Mexican lady that just wasn't communicating very well. But point being you see these people, they're brought in, I mean, with softballs sticking out of their body. I mean, the tumors are so gregarious, so it's just horrific.
Wow.
A lot of them would die right in the waist in the lobby before they got the fear, you know, and it was that bad.
Wow.
And most of them, you see them a couple weeks later, hair's growing back, they're walking.
Oh my goodness.
It's weird. Not everybody, of course, but most.
That's amazing.
After that, matter of the person, like you said, taking responsibility and actually having the desire